Gabe Padilla, honored and privileged once again to be with the Hatchet, Mr. Jarome Hatch.
I appreciate you having me.
Very, very active year. Able to meet you in person in Albuquerque this January. Since then, you have just basically been on an upward shot. Kind of
Yeah,
describe the last year, and you had a big win over Remy Lurwell. Uh,
mhm.
I say, one of the fastest knockouts in combat sports history, if not top two. Or one, depending on who you ask. Then you go to Nashville, if I'm incorrect, and you guys put on a show with Cody East, and you come out victorious on that one, make a big stamp, and the Bridgerweight, uh, those old times, and you had a lot of
Yep.
history there, So now we get the big name with Ike Villanueva, UFC veteran. What has this year been like for you, and just kind of fill us in on everything?
Man, this year's been great. I'm undefeated this year. So yeah, I fought there in the lovely place of Albuquerque, man. I was actually wearing my Albuquerque shirt last night, yesterday.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, so I love that place. And then went to Myrtle Beach, which has been a while since I've been there, and come out victorious there. And then over to Nashville, man, where I fought one of your guys, and it was a tough fight, going up into that Bridgerweight. But man, I think that I personally think that the only, I mean, Marco's really good. You know what I mean? He, no doubt about it. But Cody East, man, he's something else. He will walk through most of that division. He'll have fits with a couple, but he'll walk through that division pretty good.
What happened in the backstage after, a fight like that? Were you guys able to speak, and was there any words exchanged after, what was your night like after a fight like that?
No, I just went out and just threw some ice on my head. I'll just send you a picture. I just threw ice on my head and just went and had me a drink. So, but I wasn't able to talk to him. He collapsed right after that, and they took
Mhm.
him to the hospital and stuff. And but man, I've told him. I mean, we talked a little bit on social media after, but yeah, he toughest fight to date. 186 fights, and he was the toughest. That was because I mean, and I told him, I said, next time I'll throw the fucking kitchen sink at you because I threw everything I could. And he just still kept. He was very durable. I mean, he went all the way to, he just, completely depleted. But
Did the
he,
fight go as expected?
yeah. Well, I thought I would be able to finish it a little sooner. And like even when I was throw, I mean, I hit him with everything. Hit him, boom, boom, and like yeah, he would drop. He would, he'd get back up. Just like I mean, he dropped me right out the gate a couple times, man. And so I
You
think
kind
three
of
times.
intervened with that. What was the talk like when the round stopped in your corner between round one and round two? What was that energy like, and what was that minute like for you and your team?
Uh, Man, it kind of sounds pretty conceited and pretty, but like my coach, Stoneman was like, "You're gonna keep letting," but he pretty well just kind of said, "Hey, this is what you need." But he knows. I mean, I've had so many fights, and the IQ that I have up here is way above many people. Probably 95, 98% of the people that actually are in combat sports. Like I just look at things a lot different. And so I was able to make some adjustments about 4 or 5 times, and then throughout that fight. And when I'd see something, I'd see something open up. I would try to set up whether I'd go southpaw or not, um, and see what was working and what wasn't, and then just kind of slowly, I'd assess, adapt, attack. So things I live by. So, um, but he just kind of let me just compress or decompress and say, let me just fight it out in here. Like, okay, hey, what's going on? Because you can drill me, you can hit me right in the face. It doesn't phase me. And it sounds weird. People are like, how the hell? But it's because I'm very calm. I'm very, very methodical with my thoughts, And so I know that I'm in there and I know I'm going to get hit. And I know, I mean, I'm in a fight. You know what I mean? So I know shit's going to happen. So I just look at it and, okay, it doesn't bother me. It's going to happen. But how can I not let that happen? Like if it's a good one, but oh, okay, I got to watch for that. You
Right,
know.
right.
So
You make it home. I think I saw some of the Instagram posts. You're rocking the shout out Scott Burt. Police
Mhm.
Gazette, medal. Good
Yeah.
times, that's always a good trip home, especially coming from an awesome city like Nashville. How soon do you get the Ike Villanueva matchup, and what were your initial thoughts?
So my initial thoughts was like, it's bullshit, but I don't mind it. I mean, I'm here to fight the best, you know what I mean, in those divisions. And he was the former, Police Gazette World Champion, for the heavyweight. Um, but I've told many people, I think it was something different. I mean, if you look at, they have standards and they have their rankings,
Hmm.
and I at the time, I fought the number one guy, and Marco, he fought, I think he was number three or number four. So why was it that he got the next title shot, which was this last weekend? And congrats to him, on that win. But it's that should have been mine. I mean, I'd smoke him, that dude too. But so it's just kind of one thing. It was just kind of like, well, and they said, well, you can't worry about the rankings. Like, well, what's the fucking point of rankings then if you don't worry about them, you know?
Hmm.
So it was just kind of one of the things that kind of just it was a hard one to kind of swallow. You know, anybody could have fought the number one guy, and nobody did. It was me. I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's what I want," because I knew it fast tracked me to that shot.
Right.
So if not, I wouldn't have called out Podmore afterwards, because
Hmm.
I would have known. I mean, I understand the steps. I mean, I've been doing it long enough. I understand how that stuff goes. So it's kind of like, well, whatever. And then when they said they were going to do this, you need to be fighting Ike. It's more of an elimination round bracket. I just was like, well, whatever. Whoever they line up, I'll knock down. You know what I mean? I have a respect for Ike. Good dude, Um, but if he's just another stepping stool, he's just another stepping stool. So,
November 22nd, Pembroke Pines, Florida. It's a stacked card.
hmm.
Any predictions on this next battle as you enter the mighty Trigon?
I think I can stop him in the first, maybe the second. I really do. I don't. Um, there isn't anybody that can hang with me when I'm at my peak here. Like I said, I mean, the losses that I had, the one loss was bullshit. It was a split decision. I got robbed out of that one. I think a lot of it was actually, well, down in Florida again. It was a couple of the judges were same ethnicity as that guy. And I think that had something to do with it. And I mean, and every time we'd go in, I mean, I've watched that fight many times. I've landed over 150, 200 punches more than that guy. But it was just I'd eat some getting in because he was a lot taller than me, and I knew that I had to get in. So when I'd get in, he would wrap up, and the ref would break us up. Like, I'm still fucking working here. Like, let me work. You know.
Right, right.
So, God, dude, I know with my weight, my stature, with everything, like everybody I'm fighting is 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". I know that, and I'm okay with that. But you got to let me work when I get in there. So it's kind of one of them deals. But
Not to look past Mr. Villanueva, but after a win in Florida, the number one contender and the title challenges is in no question, right? You
yeah,
possibly maybe challenge him here in the States, but you may be going across the pond again and trying to capture that Police Gazette world title.
yeah. No, I think so. I mean, that without a doubt. Like I said, I mean, I got a lot of respect for Marco. I mean, we fucking shared that trigon 3 different
A lot of
times.
history, a lot of
Yeah,
history.
the in different weight class. Now he took me. He showed up the second one. He shouldn't have got that. He was hurt in the corner, and then the ref had pulling parts. Hey, when you look at that, I'm like, fuck that. Like, he's hurt. Like, let me at him. You know what I mean? Like, but they did that, and then I covered up with seconds left. Coming out, and he waved it off, which I thought was bullshit. But I think there was a little more to it than that. But whatever. So that one, that one was that one kind of pissed me off. But was still going through some shit. I didn't realize the personal stuff and how much it weighs on you. I mean, people don't realize, 2025, 2024, you know, last year, like I didn't win a single fight, but I had a lot of shit going on, and I was fighting because that was the only way that I knew to get. That was the only familiar thing that was kind of going on,
Let me ask
you
you
know.
about that. Uh, Early January 2025, I mean, you would never know. What could you credit and what do you think helped you um, propel, this quick, this fast? And I mean, you don't even really see it. I mean, it's your third bare knuckle fight this year, right? So
This will be my fourth.
you don't fourth, so you don't even see that
Yeah.
really in the sport yet. What was it like, and what do you think helped you get to this point now again?
So I usually will fight 5 to 6 times a year. That's typically what I fight. Very active that way. This year, I've kind of pulled back and I've done four. This will be my fourth one.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, and it
And you still
sounds
get to enjoy Christmas.
absolutely yes, sir. Yeah, and I'll be
And
able to enjoy.
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Yeah, and Thanksgiving.
yeah.
So the big thing for me is and it sounds conceited, and it sounds like I said I had a lot of weight kind of going on, a lot of personal things. I'd split up with the woman that I thought that I was going to marry and be with forever. We had a kid. So having that weight finally just off my shoulder, I could do what Jarome needed to do and build the businesses that Jerome's building and fucking, and then and train and make sure everything's right and focus on everything I, I had to. So going into January, I was like, fuck yeah. Everything we split up, she'd moved out, everything was good. Like I was like, all right, cool. I got this. Like now time to get back to me. And my boys, I got three boys now. And the two older ones, they're just like, no, we got you, Dad. Well, they understand the importance. They're in the gym with me. They're doing the stuff. They totally get it. Now my littlest guy, he comes to my training classes. I mean, he's not even two, but he'll sit there and I do little things like jumping and little ladder work and stuff. Just
Stay active, man. It's good for them.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was really the main thing is just kind of shedding that weight. So once I shed that weight, man, I'm right back at it, and I can't be stopped. So
We fast forward a little bit. What does 2026 have in store for Mr. Jerome Hatch, and what are some of the goals maybe, and what have you visioned? And again, not looking past this big
yeah,
November 22nd.
I mean, I want to go get, I'll go get both my titles. You know what I mean? I'll go get the one. I'll after this one, I'd like to go get the Bridger weight, and then I'll go back down. Or even if after this one, I know that Marco's hand and stuff ain't. I mean, hell, I don't know if you saw the fight, but his finger was all hanging out. But he'd post some stuff for some stitches and wishing the best and quick recovery. But so I'll go for that one, and then go back down to my cruiserweight or super
Double
cruiserweight. Go
champ
get that one.
time. Double champ
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I'll do that one and just kind of take it, for what it is. I know there's been some talks of some other things kind of going on, with MMA, but bare knuckle is my primary focus. So as long as they can keep me busy in both weight brackets, then we will. They kept me busy the first 6 months. I mean, I had 3 fights in 6 months.
Crazy, man.
So that's what I like. But I can go from, I fight at, whatever 200, 205 up to 225. I walk around about 220, 223. So
Two things left from me, and
yeah,
thank you for your time. Again, November 22nd, Pembroke Pines, Florida. Make sure you tune in. BKB Extreme on Vice TV, streaming on Facebook. I know they do the prelims and stuff like that, so don't forget to tune in. With that being said, my first thing was next year, I hope you defend or fight in Albuquerque at least once. We need you back.
yeah, I'd
And
love that.
secondly, man, what do you have to say to the bare knuckle community, if anything? And I know you got a lot going on back in Utah, so just give us a final message, man, and thank you for your time again. I really appreciate it.
You know, just the only thing I can tell people, man, is I really do appreciate the support and love and overwhelming love, especially out of the community there in Albuquerque, and then
Dude,
also
love
my
you,
local
man.
community, man. The local community here, dude. I was even. It was funny. So I actually took a trip out for a sponsor to deliver some stuff and come back, and I was having some issues. And actually, one of the fans out of Albuquerque help me. So, and it was really cool. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was awesome, man. Nothing but
Yeah,
love to all
if
the
you ever need
community.
anything, man, to get a hold of me
Yeah,
anytime, So definitely, man. It's good to hear though. I'm glad that they're able to get you back on the road in some way,
yeah.
somehow, man.
It was awesome, man. Such a good community, fight community. Whether it is the MMA or bare knuckle, but man, the way that they were out there is incredible. The Utah fans, man, love them, and everybody all across, man. Texas, like anybody from Florida all the way, man. These guys, people don't realize, man. We fight because we like to. I mean, I do it to test myself, but the people that I meet in the community around that, such genuinely good-hearted people. So I thank everybody that does that and continues to support me. So that's a big thing for me. 2026, man. I really want to take the time and after each one of my fights and get to know the community while we're out there. So I like to sign some posters and really just get to meet people. But
Definitely.
yeah, that's really it, man. Other than that, just you know giving a shout out.
Where can we find you on social media?
So hey, it is the Hatchet MMA, no spaces on Instagram, and then the Hatchet MMA, on everything. So I've kind of switched things around. Been trying to get them to switch it to the Hatchet BK.MMA, which I think that's what it is on Facebook, but Instagram had yet to let me do that. So, but yeah, just the Hatchet MMA. I've been doing MMA for a long time. We just crossed over in March, 20 years of doing it. So I still got a few good ones left in me. So we're gonna conquer what we can. And also want to thank my sponsors. I only got a few that I'd really like to give a shout out to, and that's Sid's Alignment in Springville, Utah. They're awesome, man. They do the best work, from top to bottom. Whether it's a race car or a semi truck, they do it all. Trailers, you name it. So give them a shout out, and also the Break, Saratoga Springs. That's where my fights are aired. We're doing a big thing. That's the biggest one that we have. They shut the whole thing, the place. They open it up to everybody, big fight fans, and then that's where it'll be aired live. On November 22nd is at the Break in Saratoga Springs, and sign guys. We're putting together a good little banner and stuff. You guys will see it, and man, and thank you. I mean, I really appreciate you, and
Thank you.
yeah, and what you guys do, and you help us get our names out there, and so yeah, but yeah, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, the Hatchet MMA, and X. So that's all of it, man.
Let's do it, man. November 22nd, Pembroke Pines. Make sure you tune in. The Hatchet, Jarome Hatch, the man, the myth, the legend. Very active this year.
Yeah,
Maybe going across the pond soon. Go ahead and get that
yeah,
title.
that's
So
right.
thank you very
Bring
much
it
for
back
your time.
again.
If you don't mind, this interview will be available at fightbookmma.com. Follow me on Instagram, please, Gabriel Padilla Booking, for more combat sports coverage. Again, Mr. Hatch, thank you for your time. Shout out BKB and everybody with them. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. And Jarome Hatch, thank you for your time, man. You have a great rest of your weekend, and see you in Florida.
Yes, sir. Yeah, God bless. Love you guys.
God bless, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah.